What's good people? It's your boy, Dr. Michael Anthony Hicks Jr. We here with another episode. This is episode 2 of Border Boss. And my guests today are some legitimate brothers, some good guy code brothers, some good athletes, man. Today, what I really wanted to talk about is just the state of how in the black community, especially with black boys, how we look at sports and how we look at athletics. And the question that we have to ask ourselves at the end of the day, was sports worth it? Was football, really worth it? Is it everything to us? You get what I'm saying? And did sacrifice and take us away from some of the things that we could have done better and basically created another legacy for ourselves? As I always stated, the people that's sitting in the front row of the arena and the people that's sitting in the suites make a whole lot more money than the people that's playing on the field, And in our community, we focus so much on the field that we don't focus on and try to figure out who is in those suites, who is courtside, besides the rappers and the entertainers. Because if you look at any basketball game, there's a whole lot of families of other races with their kids all courtside. So we need to figure out what do they do, because they're watching us play and they have a whole lot of more wealth, a whole lot of more money, and they're doing things that if we probably would have focused on the same things year after year, instead of maybe playing ball so much, maybe we could have did the same thing. But it's also a two-edged sword because ball got us out. So, you know what I'm saying? To the left of me, I got my boy DeMarcus Love. I'm going to run this bio down real quick. DeMarcus Love played with me. He's my teammate from Dallas Carter. DeMarcus Love was one of the highest rated guard tackles in the state of Texas. He went to Arkansas University, full ride scholarship, blocked for Darren McFadden, and also blocked for Jones. He also is a 7th-round draft pick to the Minnesota Vikings as well. Played for a number of teams, played for Jacksonville, played for Denver Broncos, played for the Giants. You name it, my boy has been through it and lived today to still tell the story and still got his mind intact. Yeah. My other partner to the left of me is Ryan-Tenn. Ryan-Tenn went to our rival school, which is Kimball. But a lot of boys out of Kimball, man, they can play. And they went to the league too. Ryan went to the University of Houston, one of the top safeties in the state of Texas. Ended up doing his thing there, playing ball. Ended up saying, you know what, man, I ain't going to take it no further. I'm going to go ahead and do something else. And now he owns his own gym. You know what I'm saying? Also to the far left of me with his son, Wil Cole. If you do not know about Wil Cole, please get a YouTube. Get some type of tape because it's out there. The man is literally called the human joystick of Texas. A Cedar Hill legend, state champion, 4 or 5-star recruit, one of the highly recruited guys out of Dallas, Texas. And if you talk about athletes, he is probably one, if not the best athlete to come out of Dallas, Texas. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all lying if y'all don't say Wil Cole's name when it comes to football and athletes out of the state of Texas with football. William went to Oklahoma State. He also went to another school as well, played Canadian football, still kind of play ball now, and does different things himself. And now he's a grown man, got kids, doing different things like that, man. So all the brothers in here today can speak on what they went through, how they went through it, life, society, as being an athlete, but then also what it was like on the other side of that. So, fellas, I got the question to you guys right now is the state of youth football. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it damaging our community? Is it helping young boys become men? Because where we come from, that's what Pee Wee football was all about. Like, it wasn't about being the top 8-year-old in the world or being the top 10-year-old in the world. It was something your daddy made you do, or your uncle, or your cousin, or whoever the male in your family made you do, because this is going to help you with your manhood. This right here, we finna go out in this heat, we finna go work, we finna go run, but at the same time, they're going to love on you. They're going to make you stronger. It's going to make you tougher. Nobody on the team felt like, even if they was the sorriest person on the team, nobody felt like an outcast, because everybody was going to play regardless of what was going on, but it was more so of a measuring stick for manhood. Now with the state of youth football and the way that it is, do you feel like it's the same or has it changed a lot?
I just take it and say, yeah, the dynamic of it is different because right now you have maybe 2 or 3 teams in each age group that pretty much they the only ones that can compete against each other and actually get a ball game. I feel like if you know youth football, everybody Southeast Dallas Wolverines and 1 or 2 other teams, that's all you really know as far as the competitive level. But I miss the neighborhood aspect of youth football. Like we all was filtered out of early Dallas in '90s. We was all filtered through the Boys and Girls Club. So whatever neighborhood you was from, whether it's YMCA, Boys Club, whatever YMCA or Boys Club fed your neighborhood, you signed up for the local football team and you played hood to hood. Mm-hmm. Now, you might have little Johnny from North Dallas. His daddy got a little paper. He driving him way to Southeast Dallas just to catch practice and play for an elite team because the neighborhood camaraderie ain't there. And what I look at it like is I'm not into it. My son don't play football. And I'm seeing things go as far as they're betting on these kids' games. And we actually saw last summer a guy lost his life because of the outcome on how a referee decided to, make the call. So I look at it as if like, hey, this is the 22-3 version of it. It's these few teams right here. These are the ones that compete, but there is no checks and balances as far as how it was back in the day. No checks and balances.
I feel like one of the biggest pros is still that alternative to this kid can really be in the streets. We use it as a sense of recreation more than anything. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff that we learn from that youth sport, we didn't even know that life lesson was going to be instilled at that time until we got wise enough to realize I had to fight. There was really adversity that I was fighting through, or there was really me pushing through to compete against my friend and not just understanding that I got to do that for the rest of my life. So some of them same qualities and them same expectations that built that baseline in youth sports, that's going to carry you through life. Nowadays, a lot of people I feel like do it for the wrong reasons. I don't want to call it monetary. I don't want to call it living vicariously through the child, but just understanding the toll it takes on your body. You look up, you have kids playing 2-3 games a day.
Man,
starting in July, ending in July.
Let's really, really get down to this, right? Because this is the reason why I don't know if I'm gonna let Trey play football yet. Only because of this, bro. When we was up playing as kids, we had seasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was football season, basketball season, track, baseball season. Like you didn't stop playing football around back when we was playing November.
Right.
Right now, we have kids literally playing football from late June all the way to February. Then turn around, take a month off, and now they in spring football as 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds. Right? And all of us have had some form of injuries.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's with us. We had injuries, and we didn't play that much ball as kids. Now you seeing kids turn their ACLs left and right, having these big time injuries as a youth. Could that be contributing to playing too much football? Because to me, my honest opinion, there is a thing as too much football. Football is a collision sport. It is a car crash. How many car crashes do you want your son involved in before they even get to middle school?
The one thing I will say about the Pop Warner that this year, I say in 2023, in the last maybe 5 years, is that these kids is getting a sense of they can actually make it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you can say it's a good or bad thing, but it's like me growing up, I thought I watched football. I watched the NFL, but I never thought of being a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? I never handled training like it. I never handled working out like it. I just enjoyed the fact that, we grew up playing throwback tackle. You know what I'm saying? So I've always I've always played football. So to see these kids now kind of buying into the fact that they know how to market themselves. They know how to get on YouTube and start these different, you know what I'm saying, like outlets of showing, like, damn, we can get paid from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really can really get paid for this and do something, take care of our family. This is like, that's something I never, as a 10, 11-year-old, bro, I never took it that serious to kind of, like, damn, I really could make it at that age. Now, these kids, even though someone may not be good enough to make it, they already have that mindset of marketing themselves, making money out themselves, and I feel like that's the one thing social media kind of is showing, that this day and age is that we have the wrong people behind these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these parents, a lot of these coaches never was recruited. They never understood what it's like to be in a situation where you have everything and it's taken from you. You know what I'm saying? So now they kind of teaching these kids, man, you the best 12-year-old, you're going to be the best 18-year-old, you're going to be the best dude in college, not understanding DNA and genetics going to kick in eventually. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like it in the aspect. I like how the way these kids is kind of like embracing the fact that they can make it. I just don't like how they kind of exploiting them in the fact that they making money off of them. The parents is making money off these coaches, is making money off these kids, and it's taking away the learning of, like, bro, you got teammates, you know what I'm saying? These kids are already thinking about transferring, they think about going to different teams if they don't play. And that, I don't know. We didn't grow up like that. If you not playing, it's because you ain't doing something right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't because, like, all that excuses of you got to go somewhere else and play for another team. Like, that's not how I go, because I didn't play varsity till my junior year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played freshman year, I played JV, basketball and football. Like, I never thought about getting moved up because, I mean, I was taught, I got time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to, shit, did you see? Your life could change in 1 year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like these kids nowadays don't understand, don't rush it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about if you're not the best player right now. You're not scoring all the touchdowns. You're not getting all the attention. But won't just trust the process on, you know what I'm saying, just grinding, bro. Just embracing, learning the technique of the certain position you playing, learning what you're doing, and, you know, just trying to make the best out of it instead of making it so serious. Like, bring the fun back into it. You know what I'm saying? Playing with your friends, going outside. Like, nowadays, kids don't even go outside and play no more.
You training.
Yeah, so it's like,
train, like, a lot of stuff, bro. I didn't physically train for football until I got to high school. And I didn't really train until my sophomore year going into my junior year in high school, because I knew coming off my injury, I needed to do a little bit extra for being a starter on varsity full time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't start training until then. A lot of stuff that I knew was just basically going outside and having fun with my friends. I feel like a lot of stuff that kids do now based on training is not even natural. Some of the stuff and the moves that you make and stuff like that, like, I couldn't even teach you how to do some of the stuff I did, only because the stuff that I did came off of reaction. It didn't come off of me training and all that stuff.
Especially playing the running back position. I gotta be so instinctive.
So much.
Some of them aspects of it's so many different variables that me creating a drill, I can't necessarily create a drill for the variations of angles that you might get attacked for. If you don't have that forethought to say, let me set the next guy up before I even hit the hole, I can't teach you that.
But see, Ryan, as a person that's played D1 running back, being top 20 in the state of Texas, and playing running back, a lot of things is not even you thinking about setting up the next person. A lot of times is, once I get to this hole, I'm looking for space where people are not at.
Absolutely.
Because if people are there, that means they're going to be able to tackle me.
Right.
But if they ain't there, that means there's an alleyway or a lane where I can run through. And probably if I get on the other side of that, everybody on the other side of the field.
Right.
So I was always looking for where they not at.
Right.
Not running to where they are at. You know what I'm saying? But I can't teach a person how to think like that. I can't teach an individual to be like, hey, man, when you get to the hole, you look for where spots are not at.
Right.
It was just instilled in me just from playing ball so much and playing with my friends outside, playing tackle football or touch football or whatever. Where people are not at, they can't touch you. Where people not at, they can't tackle you.
You got to realize we came up in the era of what we like to call throwback tackle.
Yeah.
one player got the ball, and you got to find space. Yeah, 27 and a half other kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They hitting you too.
Yeah.
They
so,
hitting you.
so then you say, we didn't get trained. And so after football season, you usually go try to hoop somewhere,
Yeah.
or you should be racing in the street.
Right. I ain't seen kids do something that we used to do all the time as kids, and that's take our shoes off and run in our socks
And just
run.
and just run.
And just run, bro.
Right.
Like let's just run. And then too, like some of the guys that we see now that are top college players, those guys play multiple sports.
For sure.
Right now, everything is so specialized. And when we came up, it was a time where, bro, everybody played everything. You didn't hone in on a sport until probably after your sophomore year of high school.
Right.
Because you had to determine whether or not, like, I ain't finna be 6'3", so let me put this basketball down. You know what I'm saying? This is the alleyway. I'm on varsity. People looking at me. Let me put my all into this now and then see what's happening. I ain't put my all into no football at 8 through 8 to 13.
I promise.
I played everything.
We have parents that come into the facility saying, "Hey, my kid's a linebacker. This kid might be 7. How do you determine whether this child is a linebacker or a defensive end? Hey, just let that kid develop the motor skills, balance, teach him how to run, mechanics, before you even roll the ball out."
Honest to God truth, bro. My first time playing football, I would play center. I was the center. I played on the line for
Me and you both.
2 years. You know what I'm saying? I ain't think nothing of it, but it made me physical.
It made it develop a physical trait.
Yeah.
And I'm not scared to hit. I'm not scared to get hit.
Because I'm not scared to get hit because I was hitting people
Right.
from the beginning. I wasn't the person running away from people.
For sure.
I was the person trying to block somebody, man.
Right.
Okay. Now, thinking about everything that you have done with the sport, your career, if you look back over your career and everything that you did, was it worth it?
When you say was it worth it?
I mean, like the end result from you, high school to college, thinking that you, even if you kind of made it or if you didn't make it, the end result, because for me, the end result was to get the bag,
Yeah.
take care of mom and dad, right? But I ended up doing that in a different way because my motor at the same time was to always take care of them regardless of what happened. So I don't look back on my career as a failure. I just look back at it like, okay, I didn't do it in that, but let me spend time over here and do this. And then some of me wishes that if I would have spent more time over here doing this, I probably already would have been where I wanted to be at by 25.
Right.
But I'm chasing this dream of trying to be a professional athlete when I should have just said, okay, after a certain number, after 24, after I graduate college, a year or two after college, if it ain't going, if it ain't working, I'm not finna just keep on being a free agent,
Right.
trying to get on until I'm damn near 30 and then I don't have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
So as you look back over your career, did you think that you should have started getting into real life soon? Or did it work out perfectly like you think it did?
Me personally, I feel like I could have. It worked out. It worked out in a way because I didn't want a what if. You know what I'm saying? Like to live with the what if is worse than probably anything you probably can live with, especially being at this age and being a black man in America. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the what if where you could have did this. I wish I would have did this. So like I felt like I stayed in it as long as I could until I realized mentally like this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like until I got to that point, I was gonna always kind of like wonder, think about this, and feel like if I get into shape, I can still do this and this and this. So I felt like once I kind of got over that, nah, this ain't for me, I felt like that's when it kind of made it better. But to say I regret or do I, you know what I'm saying, regret anything? The only thing is more so I felt like I could have put more into it than I did. You know what I'm saying? I kind of gave myself, I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, give myself the chance to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, I wasn't there. Like I had 2 kids coming out my sophomore year of college. You know what I'm saying? So I was already kind of thinking family things and thinking life situations before I even got hit with anything. So so once I kind of tore my knee and I did the things that I did afterwards, that's when I kind of realized like it's more to life than going out here playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like,
boom. And that's what I wanted to get to. When did y'all realize that? Because for me, it happened in my bedroom with my pops, and I'm sitting up here looking at him, he looking at me, I'm looking at him again, and I'm sitting here trying to try out. I had 1 more year of eligibility left. I was going to try out to try to make the team at Tarleton because I still was getting my master's. And so I had, eligibility left. I could play and get my master's at the same time. And then it hit me like, what am I doing? Like, I haven't been playing because I've been injured. I'm trying to go back out here, muster myself up to go back and play because something inside of me telling me I can still play. Yeah. But physically, I can't play the way that I want to play. So while I'm still doing this stuff, why I can't just switch over? And then my daddy hit me with that line, football isn't everything.
Right.
It ain't. It's more to life than football. That was his exact words. When did you realize that, Ryan? Like, football isn't everything.
The realization came when I stopped using football as the measuring stick. You see what I'm saying? So as we grow up, our esteem is built around that. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, the more successful we are on that football field, the more value we felt in life. So some of these people, you take away that what makes them feel valuable, now they lost in the sauce. So once I decided that football isn't the measuring stick, I think that's when that light switched on to, okay, now you have to become the measuring stick. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? It was never the game, the sport. It was always you. You put that time in, you made that play, you did this, you did that. You need to take that, translate all that same stuff into the industry, whatever that industry is. You have to become a professional in life. Because life gonna come whether you want it to or not.
Yeah. Everybody got to retire sometime. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some people retire at the high school, some people retire in college, and some people retire in the pros. But everybody gonna retire.
Right.
But you got to be a professional in something.
At something.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be a professional in something.
You have to show up for yourself every single day, just as the way you show up for football. Then even outside of that, we try to measure success as I reached this point as is success is a destination.
I remember I can say I took for granted being here and having a plan B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, you hear that, but you ain't trying to hear that, man. I ain't trying to hear no plan B, boom. When I got to that age and I seen, like, you know what I'm saying, go out here, make some money doing this, you realize, like, that plan B is more so, you know what I'm saying, not even necessarily football don't work out. It's how you gonna make some money outside of football?
All right, so Amon Shepard, he had a quote in which he was like, "Don't tell the kids to have a plan B, because they have a plan B, they gonna focus on their plan B more than their plan A of making it." Yeah. But for black kids, right, we know the percentage of those that actually go to the NFL.
Right,
bro, it's low. It's almost 3%, right? So if we looking at standards of 3%, you know how what the percentage of you, if you study right and do everything you're supposed to do, you know the percentage it is for you to be an actual medical doctor? It's almost 60%.
Yeah.
So your odds of making it to being a professional athlete and actually being a medical doctor, if you put all your time in being a medical doctor, your chances of being a medical doctor is far more highly you gonna do versus being a professional athlete. And that's just football. Right. And basketball is even lower.
But as a black, and I say black man because, we all are black. It's like we didn't grow up understanding
absolutely
that being an athlete is not all to this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being an athlete, a rapper, anything really, it brings money.
Right.
It's like to bring the popularity to you. We always wanted the glamorous that came with the money. You know what I'm saying? Because like we never thought about being behind the scenes. We never thought about, you know what I'm saying, owning a team. We always wanted to play for a team. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's because like with my parents didn't really understand ownership. You know what I'm saying? They
I don't think nothing. Like, even where we come from, everybody, we work. I mean, you see the blue collar worker, you know what I'm saying? Your parents, they was medium to lower class income family. So nobody had the thought process of being the owner. You know what I'm saying? Like, love, you own stuff, right?
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to switch your mode and say, man, I think I need to own something, bro, because football, yeah, it's cool, but I need, I'm making money with it, but I make sure I could keep money with this.
So my thing, my situation is different because I got to be exhausted. Football got to exhaust me. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys didn't get to get exhausted from it. Yeah. Like you said earlier, and I wasn't a 7th-round draft pick, I was 6th round.
6th round.
All right, and like he said earlier, I had multiple opportunities. When you're a guy that has multiple opportunities in different organizations, you're able to be exhausted. And I don't think people understand how important it is. You got to understand that I came out of Arkansas banged up. The reason why I went later in the draft, I had bad knee x-rays, and I played bad my senior year. Not bad, but to my standards, right. I go from giving up 0 sacks my junior year to 2 sacks my senior year. Even though I'm in the SEC, first team All-SEC, third team Rivals All-American, giving up them 2 sacks still haunt me to this day. Right. Watching Garland whoop us at Carter still haunt me to this day. And walking off that field at Texas Stadium with a broken foot, knowing I couldn't help these guys, because he hit me early. Man, I got crushed in high school. When I was with these guys, we was undefeated in the lineup, 7-0. I get hurt Samuel game. The trajectory of my college prospects and everything changed. Like, I'm going up. I'm getting recruited by LSU, the Michigan States. I'm going up from UTEP, whatever the schools that I was getting recruited by. And with that being said, I broke my foot, and then shit stabilized, and it's like you got 1 SEC offer, you got 3 Big 12 offers, you ain't got Texas and OU, you got Kansas State, Arizona in the Pac-10 at the time, Mike Stoops. I was able to become exhausted from football, so my situation was, after I'm with my 4th or 5th team, and I'm vested, the last practice I ever had was in Atlanta, where I felt as if my knee was already jacked up. I was like, man, I made a decision that day that if I can't play at the level I want, I gotta walk. I gotta get out the way with the football stuff. And so now the transition later, 2023, 2015, the last time I was on the field. After that, I was already dibbling and dabbling in what I wanted to do after. I liked music entertainment. Right. I love music. I'm a guy that always, and one thing about it, us in college, we're doing the we the stanky leg and all that shit. Right. And they have this motive that Dallas is this, and I'm like, nah, bro, we got rappers that really jam. It ain't all dance pop scene. And I was able to impact that because guess what? I got a bag now. Right. But I got this bag from football. But if I want to go start clone-free music, whatever I want to do as far as what I want to do and give back to the city, I can write the narrative now. Right. Because now I got a bag to say, we finna do this shit clone-free.
We're at the Capitol.
This shit gonna be, it's gonna tell our story. It's gonna be relatable to the streets. Right. And it's gonna give us a different outlook than the stanky leg shit. But long story short, with all that being said, bro, I got a chance to become exhausted from the sport, and I got to walk away. Even when I left the Falcons, the Seahawks called me. Canadian football was ready to give me money that day. I chose not to go back. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So in that sense, by me, the impact I've been able to make on this city, bro, I've worked with hundreds of artists. I've worked with I don't know Wil. I don't talk to Wil like that, so I don't know what he got going on, but I'm pretty sure he active. So everybody has had to translate that football shit and put that energy towards something that's going to be, long term.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, I just think that some of us, like for me, I had to realize it early because what happened to me in high school, I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went from being highly recruited to nothing. Crickets, right. 0, nothing. And if it wasn't for, people that really looked out for me, I probably wouldn't even had a chance to go to Howard University. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody took my tape, sent my tape to somebody out there, sent it to all the HBCUs, and they started calling late because after then, more people don't know, most HBCUs recruit after signing day. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I got the Gremlins and the Tennessee States and the Howards and stuff like that. And once I went to Howard, I went on my visit there. my counselors, when I got back to school, my counselor was like, you ain't going. I wanted to go to Grambling, but they was like, you ain't going to no more schools, visits, nothing. You going to Howard University. And I was like, what's up? Like, cause I'm from Dallas. The only two HBCUs we really know is PV, Grambling, and TSU. We don't know nothing about what's going on in the East Coast.
Right.
And then my counselor told me, look at your grades. That's the Black Harvard. You either go there or you go to Morehouse.
Right.
That's where the esteemed black folks go. I ain't know that back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I came to that realization when I got up there and I got hurt. That, man, like this football thing, fam, I might not be doing this for too long.
Right.
Then when I had microfracture surgery, bro, it wasn't no coming back from that one. Like, I'm bone on bone at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm bone on bone at this point. I can't really do too much of nothing without my knee feeling like a knife is being injected
Right.
after every cut. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what I'm gonna do? I could have just came back to the crib, and if I come back home, I already know what's waiting for me out here. 'Cause we got so many different homeboys and stories that was cold. And next thing we know, they posted up at the trap. They posted up at the stove. They posted up. They was, I mean, like, cold. I'm talking about some of the best. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they came home. I know some partners that came home after they got their Pell Grant money. Nah, for real. Like, they took their Pell Grant money and
Ain't never
flipped it.
seen it.
You know what I'm saying? They were like, I ain't never had this much money in my life, and then things ain't going right on the field. So they gonna take that 2 bands, $2,500 Pell Grant, come home and talk to their cousin or talk to their uncle, and then from there, they in it. You know what I'm saying? They in the game. So for us to be able to realize it, how are you gonna play that with your kids? You know what I'm saying? Because you know now, like, it ain't nothing nobody can tell you too much about what it's finna be like for them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody tell me what it's gonna be like for Trey and Cameron when it comes to this sports. I've been in the newspaper since I was 10 years old playing sports, bro. I know what he's finna go through. I know the heartache that come with it, the pain, the injuries. I know what it's like on the other side. I got homeboys that made it to the league and know what it's like to get your money took, and
Right.
people don't do what they say they gonna do, and bullshit ass agents and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they take from us as black men in this sports industry
Right.
more than it gives to us.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
And that's why I'm trying to ask y'all who've been at that top level, like, was it really worth it?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. It's worth it if you get what you want out the game. It ain't worth it when you get hit with that. Sometimes you don't even get. A lot of guys are hurt because they know they had the talent to go pro.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
They got politicked out.
Yeah.
And when you
Or even if you see a guy that you felt that you were way better than,
Yeah, they make it. They got drafted.
and lasted, or so. I didn't mean to cut you off. No. I just think that even today, that our playing field is much different. We understand the basis of it. Man, this shit is magnified times 10 now.
Yeah.
So even with being able to monetize your social media, being able to get NIL money, you got like it didn't exist that a kid got an offer in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say I helped one kid get it before.
No, I'm talking about
because
us.
I knew
With
God,
us.
bro. That was no. I take that
couldn't get
back.
official
Kelly
scholarship
Clarkson
junior year.
that went to Notre Dame. He was probably one of the first people I know. Remember with the kid Clarkson? He was like, I think he was left-handed, played for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Ended up getting drafted. He got one from USC.
I mean, you get that one.
It was like that was my first time ever hearing somebody in the 8th grade
Yeah.
to 9th grade getting a scholarship off. Now it's like coming, but them offers, how many of them offers are really real? Like,
Right.
Yeah, they not
we can actually tell kids like, bro, you know them offers not real, right?
My official, I know back then, I don't know about now.
Yeah.
Official offers, you couldn't get an official scholarship until your junior year.
Junior year.
So
I'm-
I don't know how I go. I don't know how the politics.
Well, you
go
know,
now.
there's a certain number. There's a certain number every team has
For sure.
on which how many kids they can offer the year based on the scholarships, right? They can say they offered 100 kids.
Right.
Right? Offers now are what we used to call interest. Remember them little letters they used to just send you all the time or whatever like that? I used to hate them.
The handwritten was the best thing you can get.
Yeah, if you got a handwritten letter, that was better. But if you got that typed letter, that was just interest.
Yeah.
Well, now the offers are the interest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody really getting offered like that. They'll find out how many offers they really got after their junior year.
But the thing about it, we got to look at this as that 16, 17-year-old was real to him. And that offer is real to him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what the takeaway of why I say why all this shit's worth it. I feel like everything I went through at the end of the day wasn't even for me. It's for me to take all that knowledge, all that game, and be able to give it to all these kids.
Yeah.
Because had I not went through it, I'm one of these parents got my kid in the spring league. I'm one of them parents that got my kid here, got my kid there, then transferred my kid there on the travel team here. That's what's not worth it. But I feel like everything that I done went through, every lesson I learned in the sport, I can authentically get it back to that kid with a pure heart and say, hey, don't do that or do that.
It prepares you as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Failures in sports prepares you more as a man than probably anything in life with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I had everything in the palm of my hands going into the Oklahoma State, which the recruiting process was different for me because I was tired of it. I ain't
Right.
gonna lie to you. I was tired of the letters. I committed off the strength of I'm ready for this to be over with.
Right.
No matter what school I went to, just put me in here and I'm gonna go. I didn't, like I said, I wasn't thinking the right way. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, Will, that I want you to dive into. Recruiting, bro. Like, recruiting back then was the Wild Wild West. The bag was going out, doing different things like we didn't really know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really speak to that young kid that's 16, 17 right now that's a 5-star recruit. How do you navigate being that guy? The guy that your phone don't start ringing. The guy that your house phone don't start ringing. The guy that everywhere you go is somebody that know you or somebody want to get in touch with you or somebody.
Personality you got. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an outspoken person, bro, like it's kind of hard for me to sit up here and say, man, don't go to a big school like this. Don't go to that school. I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the personality I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a outspoken person. I like to kind of like chill and just really play my role. You know what I'm saying? I played my part. But like, you know what I'm saying? Oklahoma State was kind of like my thing. And I didn't really look at it like that until I got hurt. When I got hurt, I started seeing the other stuff that comes with failure. You know what I'm saying? Like I started seeing the people that was there, like the circle of people start like slowly but surely going away. So it kind of like, it prepared me now for my kids. It's more so like to let them know, man, don't ever get too high up on nothing. Don't ever get too down on something. Like just stay the course. You know what I'm saying? If it's worked out for you, it's gonna work out for you. But don't invest your life into it to the point to where if you lose it, you don't even know who you are no more. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of athletes, reason why we kind of go left after school and after sports and all this, because I mean our whole life we've been an athlete. So to wake up now you don't got to get up to work out, to wake up now to kind of see your body going a whole nother way. It's just like you have to kind of like take a sense of sit back and just realize like, damn, life is passing me up. The whole time I'm thinking about sports every day, life ain't thinking about that. So it's like you got to realize, I mean, put that stuff in the back seat and, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. It's just, what I tell these kids now, man, is to make some money, learn to make some money without sports. So you can learn to still enjoy the sport of football, the sports of basketball, any sport that you play, learn to enjoy it because, I mean, once it's gone, it's gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to come back. And it's like, I just think nowadays, like, growing up, we didn't have a way to make money outside of working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us didn't understand where you could own this like, you know what I'm saying? You owning a Williams Chicken.
Right.
With kids out here trying to own gas stations or marketing themselves. Like, we didn't learn that stuff until we got older.
It's entrepreneurs. It's go to school, go to the military.
Yeah. Go to the school, go to the military.
Even with a trade.
Right.
You don't go to school,
but
go
we
to
ain't had no
trade.
See, here's the thing, bro. We ain't had no owners on my block.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nobody, Mr. Johnson or anybody that lived close to near us that made any type of money that we could actually say actually owned a legitimate business. You know what I'm saying? everybody that we knew that had paper sold dope.
Right.
Let's just keep it honest. Like anybody that I knew that had some money, that or who I perceived to have money,
Right, correct.
you know what I'm saying? They sold dope. So my first introduction to money wasn't the right way. Like most black boys don't get introduced to the right way to make money.
Right.
We get introduced to the black market way to make money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Fast
League, or you gonna go to the league.
It's fast money.
Fast money. Either you gonna go to the league, or you gonna come out here, sell a little dope, sell a little weed, or be a jack boy.
Right.
Take some. You know what I'm saying?
My parents actually, like, I won't say forced me, but we'll beef about it. We'll beef about it because they wanted. They felt like a 9 to 5 was the way. They felt like the 9 to 5 was the way, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got old school folks. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like the 9 to 5, providing for your family and this, and this. Like that's what it is, and which is cool. But they never understood leaving something for them. You know what I'm saying? Leaving something for your kids, leaving something. Because I don't want my kids to be 18, 19 years old, hell, wondering how they going to make some money. Wondering how they, hey.
That's how it be, man.
Like, and I feel like that's where, like me at 19, 20 years old, man, I don't want my sons kind of being in the same level. So I think that's what kind of made me realize football not for me no more, because I just wanted my kids to do something. I want my girls to see me and see more than just, you know what I'm saying? That even as an athlete, like I want them to see me as a businessman. I want them to see me as a father that they can be proud of, that they can sit up here and brag about to their friends. And that just made me start realizing like football gonna come second. And ever since then, man, I just been trying to figure out different ways to own this stuff, different ways to just make some type of money.
I think, like for me personally, my parents are the same way. They're 9 to 5 folks. You know what I'm saying? They like consistency. Entrepreneurship is not that. It's not. You're trying to get it to be consistent, but in the beginning, it's rough.
Right.
It's going to be rough, and you're going to sacrifice a lot in order to get it to where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with love and you have an artist that you're trying to pump money into, and hopefully, you know, years down the line, it'll come back to you. It's the same way in any business. You pump money into something, hoping that it turns for you a little bit better than a 9 to 5. But a 9 to 5 is a guaranteed check. And for most black folks that have been struggling all their life, you know what I'm saying, a guaranteed check to them was their entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to have to worry about not having the money. You know what I'm saying? When you become an entrepreneur, you are kind of living like something got to shake. All I got is God right now. Something got to shake.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to go through that. And then if they had a wife and some kids on top of that, they was going to settle for being on this job. Like we know, you know, they ain't got time to try to take a chance, and you got your benefits and your, you know what I'm saying, your 401k and this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you never got a chance to build a legacy for anybody. All you did was just say, okay, y'all go to school. Hopefully y'all do something to change it. You know what I'm saying? We got to be the generation to change it.
We came up in the survival.
Yeah, survival. Surviving.
So what the parents said, I'm providing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting the head, I'm just providing. Getting the head was for the people up north.
Up north. Yeah.
You need to make sure you eat the night.
35 north. You know what I'm saying? 45, 75 north.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain things that I think that's the reason why too we get pushed into football.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like we get pushed into that because for most black folks, the only person they have ever come in contact with that made money was a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But
Or a dope boy, like for real.
Dope boys, bro, the dope boys paid my little league fees. Like my mama ain't had a $150 for the fees a year, so I ain't gonna call his name. But when I was 10, all the way through 12, dope boys made sure I had my fees every year because, hey, young love, don't even do this. You got a chance that they believed in me to let me know that, say, fam, I got a chance to backdoor if I got a chance to make something out of this because this guy believed in me enough to give my mama this, and they were family members, you know, and that's why I won't call their name.
Yeah.
But these guys, and they not active no more. But these guys, they was the ones who funded the dream. And it's like, if the dope boy funded my dream, and the regular everyday 9-to-5 guy can't, what I'm gonna do when I'm done with this football? Shit, that's easy. I'm finna go. You know what I'm saying?
And then the lifestyle too.
Exactly.
The lifestyle, bro, of being a professional athlete, but then also being
What's the room?
the double. I can't even think. 268.
Hey.
Being a professional athlete, right? Once you get a part of that lifestyle, right, and you going to the clubs and you going doing this, and you can drive the baddest whips, you can get the baddest girl. The only person living a similar life to that is who?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the only person
rappers
that's
and the
living
trappers.
that similar life to being a professional athlete is that. So you automatically, thinking, gravitate when you come home. Most of our brothers, they come home and they gravitate to that. But what I had to learn was too, just being around guys that are multi-millionaires and owning businesses that are actually black men, bro, they so quiet. But guess what though? So are the white folks that are billionaires.
Right.
But like outside,
Quiet, bro. Like,
not necessarily regret, but what's something you would tell your 17-year-old self though? You do
if my 17-year-old self coming off of the year I had came off of my junior year and being one of the top recruited running backs in the state of Texas, what I would tell myself is that enjoy the moment whether you get recruited or not. You don't know if this gonna be your last time actually really playing ball and having fun with it. Like really playing with your homeboys for the last time. Really enjoying the things that you enjoy and all of that type of stuff, man. Like, so I would basically just say, bro, enjoy the moment, bro. You only get a chance to be a senior in high school one time. You only get to enjoy that. Out of all the football I played, I enjoyed high school so much because it wasn't about no money. It wasn't about no scholarship. It wasn't about getting no girls. It wasn't about none of that. It was just, I'm out here with my homeboys and we having fun, dog. We trying to win state. We giving it our all. The coaches believe in us. Like I played for Hall of Fame coaches to where you want to give your all to them. You know what I'm saying? Just because the type of men they were. So I would tell my 17-year-old self to enjoy the moment. Don't get caught up if you get recruited or not. And the reason why I say that too is because I could tell my 17-year-old self, you got the grades.
Right. So what if you didn't have sports?
If I didn't have
You never played sports.
If I never played sports, bro, I'm to be honest with you, I'll be Dr. Hicks, but I'll probably be medical doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me what I'm saying? Like, I would have jumped in it full blast educational wise. Like, I wouldn't have left without being an engineer. I wouldn't have left without being a computer engineer. I wouldn't have left without being a medical doctor. I wouldn't have left without being a lawyer. I wouldn't have left without being something I can gravitate to. Whatever the hardest thing educational wise they say black folks can't do, I'm finna go in there and do it.
Yeah.
But I've been like that my whole entire life. Like, I've been a Vanguard kid. I've been like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that for all my homeboys because some of my homeboys don't even like school.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of my homeboys get in class, when they used to make us read out loud, your partners don't like reading. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to use their hands.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe education wasn't for them like that, but they had a trade that they could have did.
So
we know homeboys, they could have cut her at 16.
That's really what I was kind of getting at. I feel like, and if you in the field that you were saying that you're going to go and being a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that, that's cool. But it's like, outside of that, school really kind of puts you in debt. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these kids, they think in college, I understand that it's cool, but 9 times out of 10, you may not even work the job that you got a degree in.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get a trade, I tell any kid, bro, if you don't have a scholarship to go there, I wouldn't pay to go to school. I'll learn a trade to where you're 19, 20
I'm
years
gonna
old.
say something so controversial, bro, and I hope it go, you know what I'm saying? I hope it gets some attention. If my son get recruited by any D2, D3 colleges or going to JUCO and he got grades, we not going. It's a waste of time. We are not finna go to a school in the middle of nowhere knowing you come from a city. Because this is what happens. We get them boys, we from the hood and stuff like that. We go to schools in the middle of nowhere, act like we finna go really do something.
Right.
You're not finna go to the league. the education you finna get from these schools, you really not. You can't even do nothing with that degree. Even if you do graduate from one of them small schools, you're gonna have to come back home and find your own niche anyway. I'd rather for you go find a trade. But I'd rather for you to go drive trucks.
How many jobs have you applied to and you see that the dude, the boss, the owner, whatever, the alumni is from a certain, say like Baylor, A&M, you know what I'm saying? Some of these little local, I wouldn't even say them types, anything, PB, Grambling, one of these type of schools like that, it's like, it's more about connect. It's always been more about who you know more than what you know.
Man, I'm not sending my son to the middle of nowhere just to say he play football.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'll say this. Like me, I'm with you with what you know now. I'm not telling the 17-year-old kid don't go because your situation is different. You Dr. Hicks with the bag. Now, similar to me, my son, if there's a situation where he can go Division II, Division III JUCO, and he want to chase his dream, let him chase that dream. And I wanted to say this also, kind of like to what Will said when he was like telling your 17-year-old self, bro, do y'all not notice guys who did the football in college? Do you not notice how much more mature our friends were in their early 20s that got out there and didn't go to college and start working? They was way more mature than us. Like, I'm 35, I'm immature as fuck now. You know what I'm saying?
We lived in that bubble of that stipend.
Right, of getting treated well, we had play sport.
That was fake life for us.
Yeah.
So then once we jumped out there, we were still getting handed certain aspects of life.
Yeah.
Once we had to get out that bubble and go get it for ourselves, some people didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Some people couldn't conform to societal norms of saying, you miss workouts. Good, we still gave you a stipend. You miss work, you fired, big dog. Even in that same question that you asked, what would I tell my 17-year-old self? Probably would be to listen to the ones that had the wisdom. I came up in a situation. My dad passed young. I really came up in Duncanville, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
So I came up in Bird the whole time. My mom moved East Texas. I ain't trying to go to quit me in a 2A school.
That was the biggest nigga in middle school, man.
So then I end up saying I'm moving with my uncle, kind of bouncing around, so you get a sense of you kind of know life a little bit.
Yeah.
So then just trying to listen to those that's really trying to give you wisdom, thinking that you understand life at 17. You got Coach Snoop begged me to go to SMU. I'm not realizing. I'm saying this last year they won 2 games. What I'm going to SMU for? You know what I'm saying? Not knowing I'm be set for life
after you graduate from SMU.
Not even that. Like he kept saying. This is why I say if you have the opportunity to go. Because of those connections, you never know. He might have been my roommate. He might have got a connection. He owned 17 Starbucks. Yep. And now I'm plugged in because just off the strength of that being my roommate. Just been able to get that frat, that real fraternity. Ain't nothing bigger than that football brotherhood. I don't care what frat you in. I'm sitting here right now because of the respect that I earned from my colleagues playing the sport. You know what I'm saying? If I was a little Joe, the dope boy wouldn't have been paying my little league fees. You wouldn't have said, hey, Ryan, come on the podcast. So even in that aspect, just really been able to get that social growth that I received at the University of Houston. I kind of found myself during that time of doing that journey of struggle, so to speak. Even though we was getting paid, we still up there broke.
Yeah.
We get that money, we blow it. Just met and speaking to a kid at 17 now of your same caliber. I get on your TikTok or your Instagram, you probably got 35,000 followers. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can't even really hear me.
Y'all remember us at
you see what I'm saying?
Bro, we weren't really
just think about how big your recruitment was. Yeah. You get on ESPN, your graphic up there with other 5 kids around the nation.
Like
what? How can you hear me?
Literally, like we
was
on TV, national live TV.
But this 2007, 2008.
Yeah, back then.
Right now, you would have been on
every channel, like every news channel, everything. Like we're now tuning in to
their parents.
Yeah.
NIL
Just-
deals, they
just-
get more money than their parents.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, NIL would have been
300,000
evaluation.
It's
Because
about
number one
folks,
player,
I don't care how
athlete.
I don't care how you look at it. You thinking what's my boy name for Allen?
Oh, which one?
Collar.
Yeah, you say you name Texas high school history quarterbacks. You going Lincoln, Allen, or Cole?
Oh,
Yeah.
As
the reason why Cole, bro, and I'm gonna say this, the reason why Cole, bro, is because Cole took over a Cedar Hill team and did it like Cole. I was in college when Cole was doing this thing.
Yeah.
I was a freshman, but the way Cole did it, like from a like he was a 2,000+ yard rusher. Let's not forget.
right,
But he did the shit so smooth
So effortless.
and so effortless.
Right,
it was
right.
like, I'm like, man, look at
Right.
this.
It's a sight to see.
Man. We like, look at this guy.
it's just like, and the thing I say, he's one of the best athletes to come through, bro. We played with one. I played literally. I seen one every day that was on my
Even
team.
how great he was.
Look,
He not in that.
he not
in that.
listen.
with
We
that
ain't better.
conversation.
Right.
got set
I've
down
seen.
in middle school.
Listen,
You know
we
what
done
I'm
seen them all.
Second team.
I gotta go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. But we done seen them all. I done
Right.
seen Byron. I done seen Kraft. I done seen Will.
dogs.
And when it come to football,
It's hard not.
it's hard. You if you don't say Will name,
Biased.
you tripping.
You somewhere. It depends on.
I think it's Colin and you got to say Will after that, bro.
Yeah.
You got.
And
feel like
he up there with
Kyler
Kyler Murray.
And Kyler Murray had 3 to 4 years of body of work. Will just had like really one solid year where he was
off the starting quarterback getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Quarterback.
And I'm looking at it from being. I was at Bird at the time. I'm like, damn, that's the same Will. I said, that's the same Wil Cole.
I gotta
Like-
wrap up the time up. Oh, but listen, hey, this one here is one for the record books, man. I'm gonna do another episode. I'm gonna do a part 2 of this only because it's so many layers to football isn't everything, and we ain't even get a chance to go
right.
how we could have win. We've been going since we came in here, man. But this is another episode, Aboard the Boss episode 2, man. I hope y'all really, really enjoy this. I look at the link below. I want you to click, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, get these numbers up. I need 1,000 subscribers, fam.
Yeah.
I need 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have a lot of heat coming in here, a lot of different people that I know personally that's gonna come in here, man, and give out good wisdom, good game. And this podcast is for not only young men, but men that just want to level up in life, people that want to level up in life. And you get to see the experience from real cats that have done real things in order to do that. That's going to show you the blueprint in order to level up to go from boy to boss. It's your host, Dr. Michael Anthony Hicks Jr., man. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.